just when we think that we're at peak oil, we just seem to manage to find a way to get a higher and higher percentage of the in-place hydrocarbons that are in these rocks.
Yeah.
You know,
And from existing formations, but also I just want to jump in here really quick from existing ones. But what I'm really excited about is the fact that we got stuff like the Cherokee Shale now, right? So now, and that, I don't know if you've looked at it very much, but, Revolution drilled one of the, kind of 10-mile offsets into Texas that worked, and we were able to subsequently sell. And you know what? I was just blown away by were two things. Number one, I had the core, and I can tell you, it didn't look like any kind of source rock. It's basically a muddy limestone, and
all right,
and then the other thing was just, it's also not really high resistivity or anything like that, but how sneaky it was. So the good news about this, and what I mean by sneaky is, when we had purchased Jones, they had already been kind of working on this, but for not that long. And again, they'd been some of the people that had pulled cores, done some DSTs and a bunch of work on this stuff. And, again, it was based off of shows and little like blows of gas, right, through the years. It was something that was documented, and, so a geologist got the company to believe in it. And, they pulled core, and unfortunately, but fortunately for us, the company sold before that was ever able to come to fruition. And we were the ones that benefited from it. And that's kind of a typical oil and gas story too, But
is that like a hybrid play? Is it a source rock with attributes of conventional rock in it?
Yes, that's exactly what I would say. And I promise you wouldn't be impressed with the resistivity or the porosity, but what the deliverability is pretty incredible. And it kind of harkens back to the flow unit stuff that I kind of learned from you. And I can't get too into it or anything like that, but we did do microseismic on it, and we have a pretty good idea about what you get, and it works out pretty good. Now, one thing you're not going to be able to do in this play, at least in the parts where we're looking to stack 3 or 4 of them in a section, maybe 3, but it's a pretty high perm. I would just say it's connected. I don't want to call it perm, but I can tell you that there's certainly some bedding plane situations happening. So I think you kind of get out a little bit too, but the whole point of that was to talk about the hope for new plays still in places like Oklahoma. This thing was undercover.